So hi, and thanks for coming to watch my video. My name is Aleshia.J. I am a single mom to twin boys, Avery and Hunter, who are 6 years old, and we live in a tiny, tiny little house. Despite that tiny, tiny little house, it gets to be a big, big mess all of the time. And so I am here to hopefully share some inspiration with other mamas who have an equally hard time motivating themselves to do the things that they need to do in a day, particularly cleaning up. And so, yeah, let's just get into it. Here I am starting off the process that is setting up my air conditioner for the season. I bought my air conditioner maybe 7 years ago now. I think so, yes, because I was pregnant when I bought it, and it has been just saving my life every year since then. I wasn't necessarily prepared to put the air conditioner into the wall this day, so I end up using cardboard instead of something much nicer to block off half of the window. But I mean, function is what I'm going for here today. I knew right away that I would not get anything really productive done if I wasn't cooled down a little bit. It was over 30 degrees Celsius and I was sweating like a little piggy just trying to open up the windows to get the air conditioner in. So once it cools down in the apartment a little bit, I do switch into some leggings, but for the first part of the video, just beware, because you never know when you might catch the full moon. I'm wearing short shorts, and yeah, when I'm doing all my work and bending over, who knows? I think that I probably would have cut out any big butt shots, but you can't catch them all. When you got a butt like this, you cannot catch them all. now we're just in the living room, the couch area, the catch-all kind of area, and the place where my kids love to nest when they have a day off, which we had quite a few this past week. So there's all sorts of treasures and toys and pieces of food and all sorts of messy little surprises in this couch. I bought this couch about a year ago. I like it because of how much space there is. When both of my tall little kids want to lay down on the couch while watching TV, they are able to do that. But one of the downsides to it is that only the back seat cushions have removable covers. The seat cushions themselves don't actually come off, which means that I need to spot clean them. And I have to do it pretty often too, because again, we live in a tiny home. There's a limited amount of space. And we chose to have a really big couch so that we would be very comfortable when watching TV or playing games as a family. But downside, that leaves us very little room for, a proper table to sit at and eat our meals. We end up eating most of the time on the couch. It's not the best plan, and I know a lot of parents would just scoff at the idea of sitting on the couch in front of the TV to eat almost every meal, but it's what works for our family. It's what works in our tiny little house, and despite the fact that I have to spot clean the couch at least once a month, it's worth it, The kids are enjoying themselves. We have a nice big couch in our otherwise nice tiny little home, and it works for us, so. Here we go with the aforementioned spot cleaning. I am just spraying all of the areas where there's little stains, syrup, food bits, places where juice has splashed, whatever the case may be. Scrubbing on it, not too hard so that it doesn't just shove all of the dirt and grossness deeper into the couch cushion. And then I am using clean towels to soak up the product and the dirt to actually get it off of the fabric, because if I just wet it and shove it around a little bit, it's just going to resettle on the couch again. So you have to make sure to actually soak up the dirty, wet product that is left on your couch cushions after. from here, I was just ready to call it quits for the day. You know, looking at all of this laundry, I knew that I had a ton left to do, and I figured I would get it done off camera throughout the evening while otherwise relaxing, because tomorrow is another day for cleaning. Here we are the next morning. It is a gray and rainy day, but I'm ready to get things done. Before I can even get myself dressed in the morning, I have to get some of this laundry taken care of because it's literally blocking half of my bedroom. You know, tiny house means a very limited amount of space, and so I have to sometimes get, you know, 1 or 2 or 3 different tasks done before I can even move around enough to get to the things I need to get myself dressed. But I get these quick little tasks done, and then I'm able to throw on some clothes and start my day. Here I am in the kitchen, starting on our huge pile of dishes. And yes, I am cleaning them all by hand. We, in this tiny house with our tiny kitchen, don't have a space for a dishwasher. And I know that for maybe some Americans or even some, you know, Canadians in other cities, that might be a really weird concept in 2021 to have a living space that doesn't have a dishwasher. But I have my tiny apartment around, you know, the Montreal area. It's not really that uncommon for apartments to come with no space for a dishwasher. I have considered getting a portable dishwasher because honestly, every time that I am stuck doing something like this, where, you know, there's just a couple days of not really doing dishes, and then I end up with piles upon piles of dishes that I need to hand wash, I definitely think, gosh, I would like to have something, a portable dishwasher or something to help me out with this. But then I stand back and I look at the size of my kitchen and I realize that even if I had a portable dishwasher in here, like, it's so small that I would basically need to put it in a position where every single time I want to open one of my cupboard doors, or anytime I want to open anytime I want to open the refrigerator, I'll have to move it out of the kitchen area. That just sounds like way too much work for a lazy mama like me. I don't know if there's some other option I haven't considered yet, but for now, as things are, it just makes a lot more sense for me to hand wash all of our dishes so that we can keep the extra, 2 square feet of space that would be taken up by a dishwasher. I know that hand washing dishes this way is, not the best for the environment. I am hyper aware of how much water is being used up every time that I do this, especially because I wash under running water instead of just filling up the sink and then washing there. If I had a double sink, I would be able to do that, fill up one side with soapy hot water and another side for the clean dishes to be rinsed off, but I only have the single sink. And I just find it super gross to fill it up with water, wash everything in like this dirty, stagnant puddle, and then just rinse it off and put it away. It doesn't work for me. I need to know that I am cleaning and rinsing under clean water. So despite the unfortunate impact I know that this has, I mean, when I look at the amount of water that's being used, it's probably somewhat similar to what's used up for like a really heavy dishwasher load. But I don't know. If you have any suggestions for me, if there's something I haven't thought of yet that works for space saving and also helps me keep my dishes clean without me having to sacrifice my hands, I would love to hear about it. Let me know. I have had to come up with some very creative ways to store our stuff in this kitchen because of how small it is. There's, you know, it seems like it would have enough space for one single adult and their kitchen supplies, but the many cups and plates and forks and knives that you have when you've got one kid, let alone two, makes it so that we are just like stuffing it in everywhere that we can. But I have tried a few different ways of keeping everything set up in here. If you have any suggestions, please let me know. I would love to make my life a little bit easier. So I know this is probably weird, but the wet dishwasher belly that I'm talking about here, it's something that I've always really focused on, which I find funny, but when I was a kid, my mom told me about what her mother told her when she was young, which was that if you're someone who splashes around water and makes a big mess when you are washing dishes, it means that you're bound to marry an alcoholic. Obviously, this has no real truth to it, but and you know what, it was probably just a scare tactic more than anything else, being used in like the 70s to get my mom to put some effort into washing dishes, and I can respect that, but it's just something that I always think of whenever I do dishes and I get like that wet stripe on my belly. I'm always like, oh gosh, I should never get married. my kids are almost 7 now. They're going to be turning 7 in December, but I am still obsessed with all of these adorable pictures from their first 2 or 3 years of life. I always keep these little baby pictures up on our fridge so that I have something to smile at throughout the day. It just makes me super happy to be reminded of my little babies. Now that the weather is getting warmer, there is so much in and out and in and out and in and out going on in the house. On days off, the kids are going up and down the stairs, going in and out of the backyard non-stop throughout the day. On weekdays, I've got plenty of stuff to do. There's just tons of in and out. And now that it's warmer, we tend to be in and out in the same pairs of shoes. We're a shoes in the house family more often than not, to be honest. It's just I've given up. I have truly given up on that. I would rather just have to sweep and mop and vacuum on the daily than try and get us all to take off our shoes. As you can see, I'm someone who doesn't like the feeling of cold floors or anything like crumbs, anything on my feet. It just, I don't like the feeling. It drives me nuts. So my solution is to pretty much always be wearing socks, sandals, or slippers. I am pretty much never barefoot in the house unless I'm in the shower or the bed. That's it. And the kids are kind of starting to pick up on that habit too. They got some flip-flops recently that they love wearing in the house, and it's just who we are. Now for here, I am going to take care of the floors, starting in our tiny kitchen, taking care of these very, very nasty floors with my steam mop, one of my favorite things that I've ever purchased, because you can use product with it if you want to, but you really don't have to. It does such an excellent job, and it helps to, disinfect and sterilize, because steam is hot. It works extremely well on, dried banana squished onto the floor, or juice that was spilled and nobody told me about it until I found it myself a few hours later, that kind of thing. It does a really good job pulling up stuff that I find, like my Swiffer Wet Jet or plain water mop is just not going to have the same effect on. So from here, we're going to finish off these floors, get them all nice and shiny, and then move into the living room to get these floors all nice again. Even though I did vacuum yesterday, I just can't pass a mop without vacuuming immediately before. It feels weird, and like for sure I'm gonna find dirt. So after I get this done, I will be moving into my bedroom, where I'm going to make my bed, and that'll probably be it for this video because it's already starting to get quite a bit long. So for now, let's just enjoy some visuals and dance to some music. obviously I lied when I said that after making my bed I was probably going to be done this video, because I came back in here and did all of this stuff. But this is definitely the end of this video. I spent a big chunk of my day getting these few things done, and the rest of it will definitely be coming to you in a part 2 video. So that is it for now. Please give me a like, a thumbs up, subscribe if you are interested in this kind of content. I hope to be making a lot of videos in the future. So yeah, this is it. This is the final reveal of what I managed to get done today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.